Hello students, good day to you all and welcome back to the Financial Academy. Today it is the 18th of February 2018. We're approaching the beginning of a new week and we had a significant movement during the last week, talking specifically about the cryptocurrency market. We will start by covering up the Bitcoin price, talking a bit about our expectation from last week and what we can expect to receive during this and next week as well. And we will move forward to other currencies and other markets as well during this weekly market analysis. So let's begin. Just moving forward to our chart station. Again, the first thing that we will pay attention to will be the Bitcoin price. So let's just zoom out. I remind you, we said that our expectation is to see the Bitcoin dropping down from this point over here and moving forward toward the 75 level. And then we were expecting it to climb up. But I told you that if the market will move forward and cross this trend line, then this will be our entry point. As you can see, indeed, the market tried to climb up, did not cross the trend line, did this move again, not crossing the trend line, and after several days in the bouncing upward and downward movement, we've received a cross beyond this specific trend line. I remind you, I told you something like 8,800 will be a good point if we will cross that position, and indeed we've crossed that with a lot of strength. Now I want you to pay attention to this specific movement that we've received over here. Look at this high amount of liquidity, the cross beyond the trend line. And I told you, a lot of traders are waiting for the market to reach these territories, and crossing the trend line will allow them to join the market. And you can see that indeed the liquidity, the amount of participant toward this direction appears to be a very intensive once we've crossed this trend line. And this is why it's important for us to understand what is the language of other traders so that we'll be able to understand how they think and how we can join movements according to their perspective, to their expectation. So right now it's very easy to understand what we've got in front of us. We've got a completion of 5 waves of an uptrend movement since the cross. We've got the first, a second, a third, a fourth, and a fifth wave climbing up. In terms of the movement that we've received right now is a corrective pattern. It corrects this entire cycle. Our expectation is to see it moving toward the 4 level, toward the 4th wave level. If we want to receive additional uptrend, then in terms of structure, we can say our expectation is to see an equivalent measurement between the A wave and the B wave, meaning that we're expecting it to drop toward the 9,700. If we will receive a bit more uptrend, then it will change a bit. But right now, in terms of the structure, our expectation is to see additional downtrend movement that will move toward the 9,700 and from this position to continue its uptrend movement. So we've got a good re-entry point over here. But generally, we can say that we're not expecting it to climb up straight for a long period. We're expecting this entire cycle to form a completion of first, second, third, fourth and fifth wave, meaning that we're expecting generally to receive a bit more downtrend from this position, then an uptrend that will complete the fifth wave, and then again a downtrend bouncing lower, not straight downtrend as we've got this movement for example, but just bouncing upward and downward until reaching this territory again, and only from this position we're expecting the market to rejoin its uptrend movement for a higher amount, for a higher rate. So generally we can say right now we're expecting to receive a completion of this corrective pattern that will drop toward the 9,700 level, and from this position we're expecting it to climb up and to complete this entire 5 wave cycle. From this position we're expecting it to drop down and fulfill a large cycle corrective pattern, and from the end of the corrective pattern we will rejoin a continuance of an uptrend for a higher rate than seen during this period. Let's move forward and look at the Ethereum. So with the Ethereum we can say that we've received approximately the same structure, again 5 waves of an uptrend movement, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4 and the 5. Right now, again, the same thing. We're in the middle of a corrective pattern with the expectation to receive another leg down, meaning that will be the A wave, we've got the B wave climbing up and the C wave dropping down. Again, generally we've got the structure right now, but we can say that this is a logical pullback that will receive the chart toward the 900, 800 level, and from this position we're expecting this currency to rejoin the uptrend, just as we're expecting to receive on behalf of the Bitcoin as well. So generally we're looking for a very nice upside during this week. At the beginning of the week, today evening and tomorrow morning, we're expecting the market to continue its uptrend downtrend movements with the condensed corrective pattern structure. And from that position, we're expecting it to rejoin the uptrend only based on the technical analysis, not looking at the fundamental analysis. We received some notifications that large purchase was made during this weekend. So we can generally see that interest is coming back to the market, and that's the important thing. We can see that traders are getting into the market. We can see that money is coming back to the market, not like during the last month or so when we saw a major downtrend movement where a lot of traders pulled their investment out of the crypto market. And with additional support on behalf of several countries, we can see that indeed confidence is returning, and right now we see a very nice uptrend potential. Let's move forward to analyze the dollar structure, see what's going on behalf of the dollar index. Okay, so on a daily chart on the dollar index, again, I told you that I'm expecting to receive a bit more uptrend and then a continuance of a downtrend. We can say that generally the dollar index is fulfilling its 5-wave cycle. Right now, just counting that down, we've got the first thing, the second wave, the third wave, the fourth wave, and right now fulfilling the 5th wave. I will put the 5th over here, just again looking at the 5 over the 5th wave. We've got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5, meaning that we're expecting to see a completion of this downtrend movement for this entire cycle of the dollar index. At the end of this specific structure, we're expecting the market to return to the uptrend, meaning a stronger dollar in the market that will move toward the 4th level, the 4th wave, meaning approximately 95 rate on the dollar index. And from this position, we're expecting the dollar to rejoin its downtrend movement, meaning additional weakness on behalf of the dollar. Now, it has a lot to do with money moving from one market to another. The dollar itself, in terms of value, is just in the middle of the equation. And I've talked about money being pulled out of the US stock market and being pushed toward other markets. For example, the gold in the past, and today the crypto market at the current market status. So the potential right now is to see additional liquidity returning to the crypto market as the value of the dollar will lose strength, meaning that we've got dollars invested in a specific market, in any market. And at the same time, I'm not expecting the US market to regain a significant amount of strength. So we will have a period when the crypto market will gain strength while the US market will lose strength or will stay at the current level, and the dollar will lose strength as well. So this curve, this movement will show us that indeed the money is flowing somewhere, and it's not on the conventional markets. And in this case, the US stock market and the currencies, the dollar itself, will not express additional strength while the crypto market will. And this will definitely be a strong confirmation for our expectation from this market. It will be a good expectation. It will be a good result that will show us indeed that the crypto market is gaining its confidence, gaining its strength on behalf of traders and investors, and therefore it possesses an enormous potential for the close and long-term future. And that will be it for today. We will release additional analysis during the week. I don't know if it will be on Wednesday or Thursday, but during this week we will have another analysis that will cover the additional information that we'll receive from the market during these several days. I'd like to wish you all the best with your trades. Have a pleasant week, and bye bye.